Hello, hello, my hey, I got something to say. People, I hear you're having a fabulous summer, which makes my heart sing. And yet, you're still having time to tune in and watch or listen to my podcast. That's awesome sauce, which tells me there are some tidbits out there that you find valuable throughout the entire year. What? And I guarantee you, my next guest, Cindy, let's see, what does she do? She brings a lot of joy to the world. We might have something little in common. Welcome, Cindy.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sandy, for this introduction. And it's true, it's double joy today. So pure joy, lots of, I don't know, frequency, energy.
Yeah,
So I'm really looking forward to this beautiful conversation. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you so much.
I'm excited. So, Cindy, am I saying your last name right? Von Eckhout?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you. I know
Really?
it's a challenging one.
I'm not good with names, but okay, I practiced. I tried to practice. And Cindy, I'm trying to remember where we met. Was it something to do with Rockstar?
It was thanks to G Wright, the rock star meet and greet.
That was it. All right, cool. And wait a minute, how did you meet him?
I met him here in the south of France because, as I told you, I'm originally from Belgium. I live in the south of France, and he lived here for several years with his wife.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
we met in an in-person event, and then he went back to the States, and so he invited me, and we were connected through, yeah, through the meet and greet online. And
Yeah.
there you popped up, and I was there, so this is how we got connected.
Which I was asking Cindy, oh, where are you going this summer? And she's like, well, I live in the south of France. I was like, right. Where do you need to go when you live in the south of France? Especially now. It's so beautiful. All right, Cindy, I'm going to tell them a little bit about you. Cindy is the founder and CEO. I'm going to make sure I get it right. Ella, make sure. Wait for it. Gria?
Alegria.
I did it. Yay. Alegria.
Yeah.
Alegria. Alegria. I think they'll remember it now.
Alegria coaching, yeah. And
Cindy is the founder and CEO of Alegria Coaching. I feel better now. Alegria Coaching. Say it 3 times. Alegria Coaching. Alegria Coaching. Creator of the Joy of Life method, business, and the Joy of Life strategist, speaker, and podcast guest. Come on. Come on. I love the commitment to it. I never even, by the way, thought of myself to be a joy coach until like way later in life. And my middle name is Joy. Is that the funniest thing? Anywho, within 28 plus years of corporate and entrepreneurial experience, she empowers driven business women to reclaim their time, energy, and joy without, ready for this, sacrificing success. That's right. Through a blend of business strategy, mindset, and well being, Cindy helps her clients work smarter, live freer, and thrive with purpose and fulfillment. Okay, Cindy, who doesn't want that?
I don't know anybody who's not craving that. And you know what? It's the basis and it's so important. And we just miss it out sometimes because we don't think it's possible. And it is.
And I don't know. I was just talking to another one of my friends who's also a coach, who's about to hire a coach. I said, I don't know anyone that doesn't want to work on it. Even if you're the most pippy, skippy person in the world, you walk down the streets with joy in your heart. It is like working out to me. It is like a muscle that you want to train. And having another coach to see things like you at a different angle, like you're like, there's probably not anything new. There's a lot of stuff new because I never thought to say it in that way or to present it in that way. And I feel as if it's going to be a lifelong journey for me and for everyone.
But that's the nice part as well. It's not something you just have the joy because it comes and it can go away. So it's really something you have to cultivate on a daily basis. And that makes it interesting. So it's easy on one hand side, but it's a little bit tricky because there needs to be some consistency in the actions that we do on a daily basis. But it's there for everyone and it's for free, Sandy. Isn't that great?
It's awesome. By the way, I don't know what made me think of this, but I was reading this book on how to conduct great workshops and retreats. And this one woman went to this very famous resort, and she finally had the moment to realize that she's worthy, without all this. I don't have to do this, and to be worthy. And at the end of it, though, she said, I finally truly understood it. Ready for this? In only 10 years.
After 10 years, she understood it.
Like from the time that she was like, oh my goodness, this is true. It was in her mind, like that was amazing. It was less than 10 years that she finally truly understood it. And I thought about that for a while. And I get that because it's not like instantaneous. Like you might get something and it might be 10 years, 20 years, another lifetime till you fully embrace it. But we're so impatient with things.
Completely. This is so true. And I think this is something we all, and I also, we have to learn to have some more patience because it's just in these moments of slowing down, of being in the present moment, that things will appear much more easily, much more clearly. And in general, we're sometimes in this rat race and we're just looking and going on a very high speed level, but
Oh,
just slowing down, breathing a little bit more, and things will be much more easier for us to understand and to keep it. But I think it's us human beings. We are a little bit wired like that. It's a pity, but on the other hand side, if you know it, you're aware of it, from time to time, I have to stop myself also. So
yeah.
it's I know it, but it's in our nature, I suppose, and that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
okay with it. But just being
Yeah.
aware of it and then just stopping myself from time to time, that's the most important thing for everybody.
Yeah. Being aware of it. Because I do the same thing. And I didn't think I needed it to like a few years ago. I give myself a break in between each client meeting or podcast. And I get up and twirl around or do something for even 5 minutes. And it just regulates my system, from not go, 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 go. Some people might not need that, but I need it.
But it's what you say, it's all this regulation of energy because you flip from one person to another, so the energy will flip. And the only thing you have to do is just, come a little bit back to your own energy and then go back to the new person. So I
I
think it's
like
great.
that. Come back to my own energy. I never thought that's what I was doing, but yeah, I guess I am.
You are. And it's so important and it's true. And whatever, if you're dancing, singing, just breathing, whatever you do, it just will tweak. It's an interruption of the energy, and it's a
Yeah,
great thing.
I got to write that down. I don't know why I didn't think I'm coming back to my own energy. All right, so let's get in before we go off on a tangent, or I go off on a tangent with you, because I'm sure we have so much to talk about, and I could talk to you forever. I might just have to come to the south of France. Oh, poor me. But
Oh, you're
anyhow,
more than welcome. More than welcome. More than welcome.
don't say that. You know what my husband calls me? He calls me a vagabond. There goes my wife. Somebody invited her somewhere. She goes. He would go, oh my God, I would be mortified. I don't know these people. I can't say. I'm like, yeah, I was inviting for the mountains. Okay. I was inviting down the shore. Yeah, they have an extra you. Okay. All right, here we go. Joy isn't the result of success. It's the foundation of it. So that's Cindy's message to women around the world and men that support us. So why'd you pick that? Of all the things you could have picked.
I wanted to share this because I think most of the people think it's the other way around. So I repeat what you just told. Joy isn't a result of success, but it's the foundation of it. And most of my clients, anyway, they think that you first have to work on your success. You have to become more successful. You have to have this better promotion or a new relationship or a new car or whatever in order to then experience the joy. I'm here to tell it's just the other way around and you have to flip it. And if you start with first working and creating your joy, which is aligned with your values, you will see that this will be the foundation of everything and different areas in your life, and they will create a success. So it's not the success that will create the joy, because I can tell you, you will wait a long time for your joy, and it's like it will always go away. But if you do it the other way around and you start with the joy as a foundation, so you can build on that, and this will give you the beautiful success in different areas of your life. And this is really what I also do and say to my clients. You don't have to wait for joy, like waiting for ABC. But with my Joy of Life methods, I really help them to create like a life that where the success, where you can create a success that really feels as good as it looks. And important there also for me, it's not like, for me, joy, it doesn't magically appear. It's something that you design intentionally through how you live, how you lead, and how you love. And this is just a simple message that I wanted to share, that if you understand that it can start just from within you, just being aligned. And I've got some tips that I can share about it, but you will feel that people, I work with businesswomen, ambitious
Mhm.
businesswomen, and what I hear a lot is like, I feel so stressed and overwhelmed and exhausted and unfulfilled, and all these little things, they come because they're not working from this aligned energy of joy. And this is why I say, I always flip it with my clients, and we start the other way around. And this is why I wanted to share this with the world. So start with your joy, and your success will be unstoppable.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I got this, because I think this is a huge thing that sums it all up in that first piece. The women you work with, and you said they're mostly high achievers, entrepreneurs, they want to make a positive, powerful difference in the world. You want them to feel as good as it looks.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. It's huge. And it sounds like duh, but so many people, most people, we get away from it without even knowing we've gotten away from it. Even the ones that are like into, we're like, whoa, how did I get sucked into that? So I got so many questions for you. And I think I can sum it up. We'll call her Sally Bell. And I'm going to ask you Sally Bell's question, because there were so many people that had this question.
Okay.
It's funny. I gotta stop laughing, but it's okay. Because they act like, well, they are. I know these people like sometimes so well. They've been with me for so many years. Okay, Sandy Joy, I get it. I see why you're having Cindy on the show. Joy, 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 joy. But I'm not that person. I'm pretty happy. I'm grateful. But if I hear the word joy one more time, I can't understand, how to find it. But wait, she says, I'm solid, and I'm grateful. So maybe Cindy can break it down for me in a different way, that I can do it exactly what you sometimes talk about, which is like working out. It's like working my muscles. Although, wait, she's 55 and she rocks it.
I love already that she rocks it, and she's almost my age, so I feel what she's saying. And the first thing that I can give as an answer, because it's a beautiful question, and this is what I get really when she's asking, I don't know where I can find it. This is like the typical question, where can I find it? I always say my answer is so simple, you can't. You just can't find it. You can't buy it, you can't find it. You really literally have to create it. And I will give some tips for her where she can start, because it's true. It looks like if you say the word and you don't, because this is maybe a very important thing to say. If we talk about joy, what is joy? It is really a way of being. It's not only a feeling, but it's really, for me, this is my personal interpretation. It's a way of being. It's like a vitality, a source inside of you that you can really go and and feed, it's like an inside energy. But this inside energy, it's not just there to take, like, I want it now, it's there, and there it is. If I compare it with happiness, that is more a feeling, that is more thanks to an external event. This is more really starting from within. This is how I really feel this joy. So if she wants to find it, it's not like I'm opening my box and my heart and here it is. So it is something that you will have to create for me in little things that you can do on a daily basis. So number one that I can really recommend, it's the most simple thing. It's getting clear on what is truly important for you today. Because your joy and these little ideas or feelings or emotions of joy, they can differ from today, tomorrow, last year, next year. And for you and for me, it will be different. And that's okay. So you have to be, first of all, very clear what is important for me now. Is it my job? Is it my relationship? Is it my health? Is it whatever it is? And if you have this clarity, you will see with the clarity comes the focus. And with the focus comes already the calmness. And this is one little step towards this joy because you can work then on this thing that is important for you. And if it's your job or something in your job or your health, you can take a small little step that will get you to what is important to you and not to what is important to your partner or to society or things like that. So this is one little tip that I can give. Do you like me to give another tip? For me, the most important
I
one.
want to hold it there because that's
No problem.
important. So I like the way that you're saying to have first start with the clarity piece, which is what matters to you. And again, it could change yearly, weekly, monthly, daily. Focus in on that. And that's one of the, I want to make sure I have this right. That's a step in the process of finding joy within you. Is that correct?
Correct. This
Okay.
is what you said, Sandy.
And the reason I'm saying it is because so many of my listeners have been following me and listening to me for so long. They've asked me to make sure that I keep recapping it because they're going at such a fast pace, they miss things or they're listening, they're like, wait a minute. And I want to make sure that they understand that, yes, there are some people that are more joyful than others. Maybe they came out that way, but also they maybe have cultivating it for a long time and working on it for a long time. But that doesn't mean even if you're just an okay person that's grateful, that you can't have more joy in your life. And there are specific steps. And the first one is clarity and what truly matters to you.
Yes,
Okay.
confirm. I
I got
confirm. You get
I
it
got
right. Okay.
So let me ask you this then. So many times I get asked, what are you so joyful about? I mean, my friends, my family, whatever, they'll be whatever. I'm like, and they're like, what are you joyful about? And I say, absolutely nothing and absolutely everything. And for me, it's a state, not all the time. I clarify, it's a state that I'm in a lot. And I didn't understand why, Cindy, that I was just like, how can everybody not go? This is like you said, it's free. And I really wasn't sure for a million years on even to help people cultivate it because I'd be like, well, I'm just joyful for no reason and every reason. But then I realized it's because I've been doing a practice that I didn't even know was a practice since the time I was 9. So that's why I just want to make sure that, see if you agree with me. That's why I express anger, frustration, hatred. It comes out, boom. But I shift quicker is because I've been practicing it a really long time. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I fully agree. And this is another step that I was going to tell you. it's a state. But how come that you have this state? It's because of the habit that you do, but it's all about your mindset. Having a growth mindset, celebrating the challenges and seeing the opportunities and possibilities, having a win journal, being grateful. And this is something for me. If you talk about your state, you will more like zigzag so quickly or dance around it if there is a big challenge, because you want to focus on the positive things. You want to focus on the things that truly matters to you. So again, the clarity. You want to focus on
Ah,
this is for me a mindset shift. And if you focus on gratitude, wins, and learnings, instead of focusing as a victim on why is this happening to me, why today so many challenges coming up to me, then you will have like this fixed mindset instead of a growth mindset. But as you, I suppose you have your win journal or a gratitude journal or something like that. This is why you're so quick, because it's like a muscle with your mindset. You help your mindset to say, okay, it happened. Because I suppose, like me, you have challenges as well. Our life is not joyful from the moment we get up in the morning until the second that we
no.
go to bed. But we just have this gap in the mindset that we know that even if a challenge is coming, it's not fun. It's not fun for you, for me, for nobody. But we shift it like, okay, maybe there is a lesson here to learn. Maybe there is something even better that can come. And just this shifting of this mindset for me, this is why you are so much in a state of joyfulness. That's what I think. This is my opinion. For me, it's all about mindset. And you can see this direction, like joyful or victim. And it can only work with a win and a gratitude journal, because if you're grateful for something, your mind can impossibly be grateful for nature, for the love you have, for the friends you have, for the clients you have, and at the same time be very, very angry. You can't have the both emotions at the same time. You're allowed to be angry, but you can't be and angry and grateful at the same time. So while you're shifting to gratefulness, while you're shifting to the little wins you had that day, you forget all the other part. What do you think, Sandy?
I'm thinking, because I love this. We were just talking about saying, you've heard it. No, there's so many times that I feel something and yet I'm not sure how to articulate it to give the gift to someone else, because it's been my way of being for so long. And recently, I swear it's only been in the last maybe 5 years that I understood really why my thing is, with all my speeches and my workshops, it's joy is your competitive edge. And it's the same thing you're saying, but it's the same thing. It wasn't the business plan. It wasn't this. It was me showing up in this state. But I didn't know that, Cindy. I was just like this. I'm just being me. So what I love is that you've broken it down into these pieces. That's amazing that you can transfer to others.
But yeah, thank you. But I think this, I call it my Joy of Life method, because I think people sometimes need a process. I
Yes.
believe in intuition. I believe in spirituality. I believe in emotions. But sometimes people need a process and a proven system where
Yeah.
they can see and follow up things. It makes it easier for them. But again, it's not because there are some steps that everybody need to do all the steps, or they have to do it in the same frequency. It gives them a proven system they can follow, and they can say, okay, check. This is something I did already. I'm fine with that. Or oopsie doopsie. This is more something I like to go a little bit deeper into it. So this is why I've got my Joy of Life method developed to make it open. Because if we talk about joy, it's like so intangible for some people. Like,
Yeah.
again, we can't buy it, but I want to make it like practical, and it is there for everyone.
Yeah.
It's and again, when I suppose when you do your win journal and you gratitude, it doesn't need to be the big wins. If
Yeah.
I always start every coaching with my clients, I start, okay, what were the wins and the learnings of this week? And in the beginning, they're like, oh my gosh, there was really nothing like big to celebrate. I say, yes, of course there are things to celebrate. And so it's like, again, this mindset shift, like, and little by little, I learn, I'm like, what did you do? Where did you have a smile today? And just like I'm in nature here in the south of France. I'm so grateful. This is a win. I had lunch outside with a beautiful view. For me, this is a win. It doesn't need to be a win with my clients. It can be a win taking the time for me and together with my husband have a lunch or just seeing a bird. I love how they just dance in the sky. These are wins as well. So you don't always, and that can be a big win. That can be a great win with your family, with your partner, with your work. And it's fine to celebrate it as well. But just, and if you train what you've been doing as from nine, if you train your mind
Mhm.
to see these little wins, it helps. And you will find them more quickly. And this is where you will find this joy. And it's all about awareness. And so, this is why, if you follow the little steps in the beginning, it's like, I don't have anything to celebrate. But at the end, and thanks to celebrating these things, this is the activation of joy
Yeah.
because the steps are just tools. I've got tools to help you, but the tools are not important. It's just you using them that
Yeah.
will activate something inside of you, and this will completely shift everything.
I love you, Cindy. This is
Thank
brilliant. No,
you.
no, because you and Cindy doesn't know this. So for years, and I've written journals. I have journals. I created journals for people to follow to prompt them for the same thing, for again, in that positive, powerful mindset. But it was years of me kicking and screaming because I was like, I don't want them to follow a system. I don't have a system. And they're like, yes, you do. Like, no, I'm going to tune in, tap in, and teach them how to do it. And they're like, well, that's a system. And I kept saying, well, you just don't like the word system. And I was like, and they're like, it's your journal. It's a prompt. It's a system. And then when I did the movement, words, and laughter, they're like, it's a system. You're training people to do move. But if I would have found you earlier, I wouldn't have had all those years of kicking and screaming because the way you said it was awesome. Like, yes, tapping into intuition, showing up and feeling, the day and experiencing in the moment, but still to have a system to follow to get you there is just as important
It helps.
in their tools to get you there.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm good. Now,
It's
I mean, again, it's more clarity. Like, okay. I'm like, okay, you put system. It's a right. You put system, you put program, but now I'm feeling way better about it. All right. So we got clarity. We got mindset.
Mhm.
Let's talk about well-being.
Yeah, that's for me, it's one of the most, but they're all important. I can't tell that mindset isn't as important as well-being, but I will tell it differently. I think
Okay.
for women in general, well-being and prioritize self-care, it is so needed because I do believe that all of us, and I was quite in that modus as well, we have so many hats. We want to be like the perfect wife, the perfect have perfect boss for whatever if we're working for a company or towards our clients, the perfect mother, perfect for our friends. We want this perfectionism, which is already not good at all. I'll come back on that later. But we have these different hats, and we started to give and we give and we give. And I'm all in favor of giving. So don't get me wrong. It's great to give in life, it's important to give. But before you give, you have to fill up your energy first. Because this is what I saw so many times that business women in general, they have this exhaustion, sometimes towards burnout, because they're just giving all day, every day to everybody except to themselves. So in my Joy of Life program, I always start first with the clarity to know what is important for you now today. But second
Yep.
is let's start now with you. We're not going to wait until you help everybody else. And at the end, maybe if you've got a little bit of time at the end of the day, I'm going to do something for me. No, we flip it and we start with ourselves. And this is not at all selfish because we have this idea if I do first things for myself, this is like so selfish. No, it's just like filling up your energy in order to be able to give back energy to everyone you want to give it to. And it's all about, for me, self-care. It are healthy boundaries and it are daily rituals because both of them, they will completely boost your energy. And if you never do that, this is again why you will have this burnout. And I can recommend everybody, if you want to start a daily ritual, whatever it is, again, this is something you choose. It's nobody else that can tell what is the best practice. There is no best practice. The only thing I can recommend is please do it in the morning and start your day with intention. And you can end your day with presence if you want at the end with your gratitude journal and your win journal as an extra.
Yeah.
But start your day with intention because if you don't do it, the chances are very, very real that at the end of the day, you're not going to do it. And then you start all over doing what you've been doing for years. So if you've got this small daily ritual, if it's a little bit, I do some meditation and I change, and you can change from meditation because some people they think it needs to be like 1 hour just sitting, not moving. No, there are so many different meditations. There are music meditations, there are walking meditations even. You can have from 5 minutes, 10, 15, 20 minutes, an hour. You choose whatever resonates with you. Then I do a little bit of yoga because I think it's good to stretch the body in the morning. And if I've got some time, I do some extra exercises, some strength exercises. But if there are people, if they don't like that, if they prefer to sing, if they prefer to play music, if they prefer just to breathe, do some breathing exercise. And the idea is just make it a beautiful ritual and make it a habit. And if there's a day where you say, I don't have half an hour today because not possible, then just do 2 minutes. Do this breathing exercise or just listen to a very short meditation, but just don't break the habit because this becomes this identity, this person who you really are, this Zen person that takes care of herself. And again, and it's very, very impressive the results I have with my clients. If you start doing it in the beginning, I can tell you, if you're not used to doing this, your body, your brain, it goes out of the comfort zone. It will keep you, it just wants to keep you in your routine. And this is a new routine. So it will take more than 60 days in order to make it a new routine. But if you have this consistency and you're committed and you're doing it every day, even if it's a short, little, small step, the results and the energy and how you look towards yourself, this is this joy that you're activating thanks to that. I can guarantee you that 100%.
I believe you, Cindy. I believe you. All right. This is the big one. I think people are on board. I know they get the clarity, the well-being. They may not do it, but they understand the importance of it. I think our audience really gets the mindset, but this is their sticky wicket. This is the one I got question after question after question after question because they're not sure how to make this shift. And what is it, peeps? It's about work smarter, not harder, create time and freedom. And so we'll take Betty Boop's question on this one.
Okay, tell me, Betty Boo.
Betty Boo, I make up names.
Okay.
Here, Sandy and Cindy. Work smarter, not harder. I saw it was one of the 4 points because I send out some things and they comment on it. Since I've been a child, I've been taught the harder I work, the more successful I will be. It paid off for my parents and it's paying off for me, except for I'm now 58 and I'm damn burnt out. I don't think I can make a shift in the work smarter, not harder. That might be too late for me, but maybe I can save my children.
So
There you go.
I love it's a beautiful question, and I fully feel what she's saying. And my generation of parents, they said the same. So we have already this limiting belief. I heard it 1,000 times. You have to work hard. If you don't work for it, you're not gonna get there. So it's not falling out of the sky and things like that. But these are limiting beliefs that we just took over. So we're wired completely without thinking we have to do it this way. And it's okay if you want to do it, but I can tell you there are just smarter ways. And the smarter way, it is to protect your energy. And I can tell you already now, for whatever job you're going to do, if you're working in the corporate world, if you're working as an entrepreneur, if you have a beautiful to-do list, it will never be finished. So you can work even harder and harder and harder. It will not disappear. This is the tricky part, okay? So even if we grow up in a big company and we go higher and higher and higher, it will never end. But what can we do? And this is where I can help here to make
Okay.
it better, smarter, because all the idea, it's a tool. And the idea is to create more time and freedom. So first of all, how can we create more time and freedom? Number one word that I will tell here, it's prioritize. Why prioritize? As I say, the to-do list will never be over for nobody. If you really want to succeed and you're like a high achiever, you have so many things to do, it will never be finished. So what do you prioritize? You just focus on high income, high impact activities for your specific job. And with that, and this is the Pareto rule, it's the 80-20 rule, and this is like crucial. And most of the people, we know it, but we just don't apply it in our planning. The 80-20 rule, I'll explain it again. What does it mean? It says like 80% of the results come from 20% of our actions. I repeat, 80% of the results, they come from 20% of the actions. Okay? Which means if I flip it, if we focus on 20%, only 20% of the actions, we will have 80% of results, which is great. What do most people do? They focus on 80% of their to-do list of the actions, and they get the 20% of results. So this is a smarter part. Focus on 20%, which will move the needle for your job.
I
And
gotcha.
this really depends. It is not in general. We don't know what the actions will be for everybody. You have to define to also today or this month or this quarter, my top priorities, my high income, high impact activities that will really move the needle. This is my top three. And you just focus on the 20% that will give you the 80%. And this is why you will feel less overwhelmed as well, because you've got to focus again. It's again about clarity, focus, and you focus on the 20%. So for the question, while we were used of working not only on the 80, we wanted to 100%. We wanted to focus on 100%
Yeah.
because this is what we've learned. And this is why we feel like, oh my gosh. And again, and more, but we don't see the effect in the results because it's
Mm-mm.
just mathematical. You're going to do more busy work. I call it busyness, but busyness is not productive and it's not going to bring you the result that you want. So in general, we don't need more hours. We just need better strategies. This is what it is. And this is one of the strategies. And you have, again, get clear and align your planning with your priorities and with your energy. And this is what will change everything. And you can do this for your professional life and you can do it for your personal life. Also, saying, okay, in my health life, what do I want? You can make there your little planning or your goals that are important for you and just say, if I want to do this, what is my top three priorities that I'm going to focus on? And that's it. You just focus on the top three. And if there's a big challenging day and nothing works out like you wanted, take one and say, okay, I just now take my non-negotiable for today. and I just take one. And this is like if the day is really not going like you want it to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if this was clear, but for me, working smarter, it will really allow you to live more, not to do more. And that's a big difference.
It's very clear. And I also think we can't get obviously to all the questions, but I'm sure you can reach out to Cindy. For a lot of us with the generation gaps and the people, like you said, the parents are like work, 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 work. I know for me, I've been very fortunate, not that I haven't worked long hours, whatever, but I loved it. It wasn't like I enjoyed every single minute. I mean, there's minutes I did, but I enjoyed what I did. And then when I sold my health clubs and I started being able to do stuff remotely and work from the shore, work from the mountains, whatever, there were different family members that were like, oh, you just have the, life of Riley and whatever. And I used to, at the beginning, justify like, oh no, I'm working and now I go, I guess I do. Yes, I do. But it took me a beat to do that because I was like thinking I had to justify. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, I'm working while I'm like, why do we do that? You
We're
know?
justifying. And you know what is beautiful when you say like, but I like what I do and I have my freedom and I don't have to work that hard, but
Yeah.
I'm justifying if I'm not. You know what? This is just you're doing it in how can I say it? You're not really aware, but you're just so focused on your zone of genius, your energy zone, and you're doing this. And while you're working on your zone of genius, it just flows. And while it's flowing, it goes quicker. And this
Yeah.
is why some people, they not only work on their zone of genius, but they also work on other things that are draining them because it's in their to-do list. And here you
Gotcha.
can create, and while you're doing everything, so you're doing maybe without knowing the 20%, not only that you love, that you're great at, but where you've got the results with. And then you've got your 80% of results, and you can have like a great life. And you can have your life of freedom while serving beautiful other people and helping them in a high way. And because you're just so aligned and you're flowing in your zone of energy and genius. And this is a very important thing as well.
Mm.
I have lots of other tips on that tool to work smarter, not harder. But again, it's just, she said like 58, I can't do it anymore. You can do it at 60, at 70, at 80, whatever the age is. It's just a different focus. It's like a different alignment and and it will work for sure for her as well. And it's okay that she has been working so hard, but she can
Yeah.
switch it if she wants it.
Yeah. Yeah. Cindy, Cindy, Cindy. I knew it was going to be awesome. And I knew we'd go over. And I knew I'd be like, "Ah," but we're going to have to wrap up. I
I
loved having
know.
the show. It was great. You're phenomenal. I love everything you said and the way you said it. And it was putting it in a different way that I've never thought about before. It for me, even I can only imagine what the listeners and viewers are thinking. But before we go, is there anything besides we'll tell them where to find you that we didn't get in that you wanted to get in?
I think we covered quite a lot. We talked about the clarity, we talked about protecting the energy, work with flow and the shift of your mindset. The last thing I just want to say is just like, don't wait for creating this joy. You can
Mm,
all start today or tomorrow. So don't wait and do it with a little step by little step because it's really something that it's so spectacular to to know that you have this feeling that you are the owner of it. You're the creator, you're a designer, and you can really make it happen. So this is what I just want to say. Don't wait too long to start to activate it.
I loved it. And where can they find you when they definitely want to work with you for sure?
If they want to work with me, they can find me. I've got my website. It's
Mhm.
Alegria Coaching. So Alegia, Alegria
Like,
Coaching.
yeah.
One word. alegriacoaching.eu, and you will see on my website there are some tips and tricks. There is a very interesting joy of life assessment, and this is also nice. It's for free. They can just do it because it will give them an idea about what is giving them stress, overwhelm, and exhaustion. And it gives personalized tips. If you fill it in, it just takes 2 minutes. They will get some extra tips how to reduce the stress and also to feel this joy and freedom again in their lives. And apart
Mm.
from my website, I am quite active on LinkedIn. And this is with my name. It's marked there. It's Cindy Van Eeckhout. I know it's not an easy one, but it will be marked, I suppose, under your podcast. So and thank you, Sandy. So Cindy says, Sandy. It's so funny. Cindy says. So I thank you for this beautiful conversation. I thought it was very inspirational for me as well. And I love to talk with you. And we could talk for hours, I'm sure. But thank you.
We
And
could skip
thank you
that.
to the listeners. I hope they have some little insights or things they can use. And wishing you lots of joy to
I,
you and to
I
all the
know
others.
they're going to have a lot they can use, a lot they can use. My, hey, I got something to say, women around the world and men that support us. Much gratitude for you tuning in. I know there's so many options, so I really do appreciate you. And Cindy and I would really love it if you rate it, share it. Come on, there's so many people that could benefit from this. Oh, yeah. And by the way, it would be awesome sauce if you subscribed. And for now, you know I'm going to say toodles. Bye, Cindy.
Bye, Sandy.